Our topic today is Business and Finance Transformation, Competencies for the 21st Century. The first topic that we're going to be talking about is the imperative for finance transformation. This will be a discussion of why it's absolutely critical for us to change the way that we make financial decisions within our organizations.
Next, we will talk about the phases of finance transformation. These are the discovery phase, the blueprinting or gap assessment phase, the realization or execution phase, and finally, the post-implementation phase. We will then conclude with a wrap-up.
This decade has brought enormous changes, especially in the areas of technology advances that impact the way we must do business, and especially in the way the financial functions need to be performed in organizations now and into the future. There have been dramatic increases in the spontaneity of information access and distribution, and these have created enormous pressures on organizations to deliver value at unprecedented levels and rates. Frankly, the 5-year strategic plan is a thing of the past. So let's take a look at some of the challenges that organizations are dealing with these days. First, determining how to take advantage of the increasing volume of data about customers, business, partners, and competitors, and determining how to apply high-value analytics to mine this explosive volume of undifferentiated data is becoming a real challenge for organizations. Determining the best way to maintain competitive base costs in a socioeconomic environment where financial volatility is the new norm is also a challenge. Maintaining current customers and gaining new customers through brand loyalty and brand recognition in a world where global competition and social media favor the new and the different rather than the tried and the true is also a challenge. And finally, in order to respond to all of these challenges, how do organizations determine how to create end-to-end business processes with full visibility to operations of their organizations available in real time?
Experts agree that it is going to be extremely difficult to meet these challenges and thrive in this reality without adopting a culture of continuous improvement, adaptability, and operational excellence. The best companies that will succeed and thrive into the future are the ones that are adopting formal structures and frameworks for transformation. Our focus today will be to show you how to do this.
We would like to present to you right now the ValueSoft transformation proposition. We feel very proud of this approach and we're eager to share it with you. Here at ValueSoft, we believe that the single most important competency for your organization or any organization that wants to survive and thrive into the future is to have real-time visibility into your core financial processes and to be able to make the right improvements at the right time to your core financial processes. These 3 processes, order to cash, procure to pay, and record to report, are at the heart of financial transformation. Now, as we look at these core financial processes, we believe that transformation requires attaining visibility and clarity around a set of key transformational questions. The first question: do we know what it is important for our organization to do well? Where do we need to be excellent? Do we know what our core competencies are and how effective we are at performing them? Do we have enough visibility into these processes to honestly answer this question in the first place? Next, how effective are we in these core competency areas compared to how we want to be or feel that we should be operating? And do we know actually what excellence is? Do we know what the gold standard is? can we answer this question? This means that we also need to know how the execution of our core competencies stack up against our competitors and against similar organizations in our demographics. We need to know the best practice standards that we aspire to and how we are compared to those standards. And if there is indeed a difference between what we do, what we want to do, what we feel we should be doing, and how our competitors are doing, how do we go about closing these gaps? Where do we start? Which gaps are most important to close first? And then finally, in our efforts to close the gaps between what we want and where we are right now, how do we know if we've actually indeed closed those gaps compared to the competencies of our competitors and comparable organizations? And what else do we need to fully realize the value we have aimed for?
In the next sections of the course, we would be showing you the methodology and tools that enable you to address these and other questions. These tools come as part of your subscription to this course. They can be accessed through your ValueSoft user account. We will now look at the 4 phases of transformation.
The first phase, the discovery phase, consists of identifying what it is that your organization does that is important to you and finding out how well you do it compared to best practices for your industry and demographics. The second phase, the gap assessment or blueprint phase, consists of comparing how well you do at best practices to how well comparable companies do at these best practices. It also consists of identifying and prioritizing the gaps that your organization needs to close and prioritizing them against their strategic importance for your organization. The third phase, the realization and execution phase, is all about selecting strategic improvement processes that you want to implement, developing the business case, assigning improvement metrics, and then implementing those projects. And finally, the post-implementation monitoring phase consists of evaluating how well you've done with these improvement processes, and then, as needed, making corrective actions to reach the full potential of what it is that you wish to achieve.
This concludes Part 1 of this course.